Okay, now we're going live. However, it's not. This
Hello,
is being
interwebs.
I'm not sure if it's live or if it's still on private.
It's still on private. Was it the one you set to upcoming?
There's a new one started now.
Let me check this again.
Yeah, I can share it here in the chat.
Yeah, there's one live now. Yeah.
It's
Like
one
public live.
Yep.
Okay,
Is it public
grand.
live? Is it public live?
It's unlisted.
It's unlisted.
Ah, yeah, grand. So let me just rename that.
The greatest live stream in the world.
Okay.
Oh shit! Where the fuck did that? Oh, that's gonna be captured.
Can't drop an F-bomb, man. Ah, fuck the elbow.
Zach, what are you doing, mate?
Oh. Wait, we're live as well. Oh, that really hurt.
All right, so we're there.
Okay, so I'm changing the name of it, and I'll put it to live now, and I'll drop it in the Telegram and Twitter. Yeah. So this is now no longer unlisted. This is going public, publish, and then get shareable link.
Can people talk in the comment section to us?
Oh yeah, I assume so. There's a live chat, like.
I hope they can.
I need 6 screens or so, I have a feeling, man. I've got like a screen plugged in, but
Don't go back to the dark old days, Robin.
yeah.
Are you lonesome tonight? This week in crypto with Brokenomix. One person's watching. Is that me?
Probably.
This is quite new territory, guys.
Yeah. Fuck it,
Wow.
we'll give it a go.
Where did you change the title and stuff in the program in the studio, right?
Yeah, it's the same as that. So let me just check if there's I'll just go to that and then I can see if anyone's in chat or whatever.
Hey guys,
Hey guys,
who is
what is
that?
up? Is anyone here? Yeah, so I'll mute that and then we can just like kick off. I'll start off with the BTC stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. So in your studio it's changed, Ian, right?
Yeah, there's someone there. Hey Gabrielle, Jimmy Jones, Jim Jones. That's like the alias of Dominic Williams, the next Jim Jones.
Oh yeah, very good. Hello everybody.
Yeah, cool. So we get started then. Cheers, first of all, guys. Nice week. Hit 2K subscribers. Well done. That's a big deal for us. So yeah, awesome. Will I kick off then with some Bitcoin technicals?
You might as well.
Well, yeah. I
We
mean,
may as well. Robin probably didn't let me share the screen though.
didn't I? Oh yeah, maybe I didn't.
No.
Okay. That's my fault.
Lego.
I think you can now, Ian, if you want to.
Yeah,
What are you drinking, by the way?
drinking a Heineken, the beer of I don't know, people who just aren't into craft beers, I think. So so I'll go over some just basic Bitcoin technicals, right? So what we have here is the volume weighted average price from the all-time high. We can see about 10 days, 2 weeks ago back, we tested off that, rejected. We've now broke through it. We're above the 5, 10, and 50-day moving averages, which are all going up. If I attach another VWAP here, yeah, there it is to the low. We're comfortably above that. And kind of meshing in with the VWAP from the high, the VWAP from the low, the which one is that? The 20-day moving average. We have this kind of 40,700 level, which is where if we do see a pullback, we might see support found. And up at around 49,000 from kind of these previous lows and this amount of price action here, plus some spikes over here, is where we might see some selling pressure as the market has a bit of memory there. So it's what it looks like, I mean, and what I guess would be healthy for it to happen, is maybe it drives up to here, has a little pullback, consolidates somewhere, hopefully in the upper end of this range, and then maybe it can have a go at breaking through that 49k level and trying to get back up towards, kind of the high 50s. But in terms of like this range, there's actually not a lot there in between. In terms of market memory, support and resistance. Okay, we have something down here at 45, and you can kind of see prices consolidating around there. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, we're in a range, and if we push up to the top of it, pull back, consolidate, let some natural selling pressure take place, and potentially drive onto new highs, that would be awesome. So yeah, that's my bit. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
That's good. That's
Thanks for
good,
that,
guys.
Yeah,
What-
who's up
Yeah,
next?
what do you guys think of Bitcoin? Is it do you think it will reach that 50k level anytime soon, or will it
Yeah.
take a while?
Yeah, no, I think it's very likely to test 50 soon.
And then it goes and tests and might break through like maybe the third, fourth time or so.
Yeah, I think that'd be better. Like let the sellers get worn out at 50.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty close now, and there's not much in the way between it and 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of market memory, previous selling, we have the sort of price levels that were visited quite a lot in February, but aside from that, not much.
And then do you think if we break through 50, it'll be quickly up to 60?
No, I don't think so. I think if it gets above 50, if it gets above 50, hang on, I can just share my screen again here. If it gets above 50, like, we've got some levels here. Let me just draw it in. We've got some levels kind of here around that 53k kind of level. You know what I mean? You got
Right.
that previous dip at 50,300, and then up here a little higher. Obviously, we have this peak and a lot of price memory around these kind of levels. That peak, a lot of price action here, and here, and that's at what 58,000 as well. So yeah, no, I don't think if it gets above 50, I don't think it's a straight ride up to 60 at all.
Yeah. But it feels like it will stay in these ranges for a bit.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a bad thing.
No, that's a good thing, I think, for the market in general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool stuff, man. This week, guys, I've been into a bit of NFT rabbit holes, and let's see if I can share some of my experiences. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it there.
So as you guys, you two knew that I was looking into a project called Brokenomix, right? But before I talk about that one, I started noticing that there were a lot of kind of avatar projects like Board Yacht 8 Club. You guys know the Board 8 Yacht
Yeah,
Club?
I'd heard about it before. Great Ape Society or Board Ape Club.
Yeah, this is actually a sort of replica, right? So this project launched last week, I think maybe on the Monday or the Sunday, I can't remember. But it looks very similar. So what they've done, this is the page, right? They kind of let people mint up to 10k of these apes, so everyone could kind of connect the MetaMask here and mint these apes for I think it was 0.04 Ethereum, right? So obviously, a lot. What happens in such an event, such a launch event, is that you will get a gas fee war on Ethereum, right? So it will never be the price you're really minting it for, because everyone tries to mint those fuckers. So we're sold out, I think, maybe in a day or two or so. And speaking to the guys from CyberCon, they told me like, yeah, it's just a ripoff of Bored Ape Yacht Club. So don't expect too much from it. And then I thought, okay, yeah, let me
Did you ape in anyway?
I aped in anyway. I think I ended up with, between 10 and 15 of those apes. And
what, at 0.4 ETH each?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You bought 10 or 15 of those.
Yeah.
So you spent like 5 ETH at least on these apes.
Spend I spent what was it, like almost half an ETH, or maybe half an ETH was half.
Oh, sorry, 0.04 ETH. I thought you said they were 0.4 ETH.
Oh no,
sorry.
0.04.
Yeah. Ian was nearly having a heart.
well, I mean,
Oh Jesus, no! It can't be true.
Next he was going to say he spent the Brokenomix fund on it.
You will get a heart attack in a little bit, but so yeah, spend on these apes. Was in the they have like a Discord chat with very buzzing community, etc. So what happens next is they start appearing here on in OpenSea. Right. And then actually the real fun starts. Well, the real fun, I'm not sure if it is fun, because it's just kind of, everyone wants to sell them or buy them. So there's a lot of like buying and selling, and that then will determine basically for the prices these apes are going for. And as you can see now, the floor price here is 0.07.
Nice.
But that's now, right? Like, earlier in the week, it was around, almost 1 or so. So it went up a lot, but then it came crashing down as well.
Did you get rid of any of them?
Yeah, like I only have one left.
Awesome, nice fucking play.
So I've won that, but I did make some money on it, but not that much, because I spent a lot on. That's the first time I did it, so I had no clue what was going on. And when in the start the floor price was going up, and it was really kind of, I could have made more money out of it if I had understood how these market conditions are, and what happens, because this was the first one I started being involved in. But then I realized quite quickly after that there were like 10 or 30 projects every day that kind of launches a very similar concept. Yeah. So from this one, I can actually show you guys how that looks in my account, because so I started with, so I've got one ape left here, right? Yeah. So this one I've left. I've listed it for 3 Ethereum. If anyone wants to buy it, just make sure to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice one, because
Ethereum Classic.
I kept the nicest one actually, but what happened actually next was there was another project with pigs, little cute pigs. So I think I mint 10 of them, and now I've got, I've got 8 left. So I only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So I've probably only sold 1. So this one failed drastically in a way, because they were not selling. But the point is that there is a lot of hype around all these NFT avatar projects now, and they're interesting, but it's almost the same as the meme coins, from Shiba to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the, so it's highly volatile. And I think if you want to, if you're in it for, obviously if you're a collector and you love you love the art or the projects or whatever, it's you can do whatever you want. But if you want to kind of trade in them, it's a bit like Top Shot, Ian, where at some point it's just like, man, I wish I was out of this in an earlier stage, kind of thing. Yeah. Right. So from the cute pics, I went into this fluffy fluff roll thing.
Fucking hell, you've had a busy week.
Well, it was mostly like, just during the nights, because they kind of launch usually around like, midnight or so. And then, that's one of the reasons I didn't sleep that well this week.
That's reminding me of that episode of Father Ted with all the bunnies.
I really love those fluff things, because it's a 3-day animation piece, and there's music as well. And the idea is that you can then take this into a metaverse, do all kinds of like digital party, whatever stuff with it. But it's interesting. But as you can see, the floor for this one now is is half 0.6 ETH. So this obviously the prices of those fluffs are way better than the apes. Like this was highly popular.
How many of those do you own?
I own these two. These two I own, and these I share with a few guys.
And so you've done well on them.
No, I only if I sell. I've done well on these two, I think, because these two I bought for I think 0.6. But so and the floor is now around that, so probably they can sell for higher. But the other ones, I think we might make a loss on it. Depends. It really depends what happens because the project. So it's almost, it's a bit like an ICO, right?
That's what I was thinking. It's like that ICO graph gets pumped at the beginning,
Yeah.
People's FOMO gets taken, and then all of a sudden dump, people start profit taking, then other people get scared, then everyone's like, fuck, I need to get out of this.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And the thing is that obviously a few of those projects will have a long, they will deliver something, they will create a community, but they all, well, I think like altcoins, 80-90% of them will just go bust. Really, I think that's just what happens.
Well, they won't go bust, but the NFTs will be worth nothing. The people who sold them will make a load of money. So
exactly. But that's going on now, I think, and it's and it's weird because I actually was looking into these cyberpunks, and when you look at cyberpunks, they have a floor of 1.5.
Yeah,
right. But
I don't get those. I don't know. Like they just don't look cool to me.
They're cyber King Kongs. What's there not to get? It's clearly like the future.
Yeah, but they look like shit.
But they have it's not about it's not only about the kind of art, right? It's also about, I think, who is holding those things and what you get for holding them. The cool thing about cyber Kongs is that if you have the Genesis Kongs, you get 10 like banana tokens a day, and the banana token today is like. Let me check what it is. The banana token today.
Jesus Christ! And why do you think it was monkeys and not dolphins? Why was it? Fucking hell, you get 80 quid a day.
Yeah, so you get 80 quid a day. So if you were early in that project, right? Obviously now to get a Genesis, right? So it's
cost you many bananas.
I looked at it like start of last week. It was like I think back then. It was like 9 Ethereum.
9 Ethereum.
The floor of those
Genesis. It's $27,000.
Yeah,
people are making too much money in crypto. That's
so I was thinking if you get one for 20K or 27K, and then you get like 80K a day, but obviously it's a volatile coin, right? So you never know.
$8 a day.
No, you get like 10 of those. So you got
$80 a day.
Yeah, $80.
Yeah. That could be your rent.
So that could be okay in the beginning, but obviously you never know. It's a very high volatile game. So you never know where these projects are within a year or so. But I think a very interesting thing about cybercoins is they're going to launch 3D characters. I think maybe in a couple of days, and those you can take into Sandbox, which is like. Where a lot of the NFT metaverse things happen, right? So it's.
I get you.
You get me. So
I'm just humoring you.
Yeah. So there is there are some projects differentiate from others, and they bring more utility. I think it's gonna become a combination of utility, but also what type of holders you get, because like these coins are not being flipped all the time, right? But the other projects are, so the perceived value is just less. Okay. And then like one last thing. What did you say? Dolphins, you said, right, Zach? Okay. So
I was just wondering why it was apes and Kongs, but now we have penguins, so I'm happy that most of the animal kingdom is getting representative in this world. We're not just being singular to apes.
Yeah.
Very inclusive in the Brokenomix channel.
Yeah, so we have penguins as well. And
Pudgy penguins. I hope we're not fat shaming them now.
And let me put this away. Actually,
They look like shit too.
Yeah, but so these penguins now have a floor of 3 Ethereum, and
we're in the wrong game. Fuck the ICOs.
The worse I think it is, the less effort that it looked like into making them, the more they're worth. Like that's essentially it.
Well, yeah, more or less. It's just like I think, and you will see those on Twitter now, because a lot of the big crypto influencers, they have them, right? So it's everyone wants to be the next Cyberpunk or the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. So they're all trying to get there in some way or another, right? And then like it's crazy, but it's funny because one of the guys, he bought one during the night for 3 Ethereum, and he said to me, "Do you want to?" If I told him, yeah, I don't mind sharing, and he said, I didn't I just forgot about it, didn't think about it or so, and I was like, actually better, man. I'm not gonna spend 1 Ethereum on the fucking penguin, but like his one is very rare, and I think at this point it's probably
20 Ethereum.
Well, he put it on there for 20 Ethereum, but it is worth that, I think, because in that kind of range, it's the most rare one. They have like a ninja belt. I think it's called ninja properties. Ninja headband. It's like 1% trade it is, and within what you can find. Let me just quickly go to what these ninja bands.
Oh, here.
This is making me moderately depressed.
Yeah. tell us about play to earn there, exactly.
Well, I don't have anything like this. Jesus Christ, I'm just going to give a brief overview of my video.
So
grand. Oh no, sorry.
Go on, Rob.
Go on, Rob.
With the ninja band.
Yeah. So the ninja bands. I mean, the cheapest listed is 6 Ethereum, but like you can see, they're all like super highly listed.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's that was my NFT journey, and I agree with you guys. It can be depressing. It's something that's happening now, and I think it's going to be a boom bust thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get in early and get out quick and make money off of fair play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you if you really love something and you think you can justify the floor or whatever, it's up to you. But
you love your girlfriend, would you spend 20 Ethereum on it?
Yeah, well, don't share this with your girlfriend. That's one of my advice.
Keep that on the lowdown.
Yeah.
We won't tell her about Punk Rocket either.
Piece of digital art.
So I'll stop sharing, guys. That was my rabbit hole event this week.
That was absolutely fascinating, Robin.
Well, it's.
I now know any NFT in front of Ian, and the more he dislikes it, the more it's going to be worth, and vice versa. I think that's the main takeaway from that.
It's actually it's actually quite funny. Maybe I should do that next time. Ian, should I buy this? And the harder he screams no, the more money I need to put behind it.
Yeah. I think that's a foolproof plan.
Yeah.
And so let's say Bitcoin shits the bed. Like, would this reflect on the price of these, the floor price of these NFTs?
Very good question. I think it will, because the holders, some holders have insane profits, right? So they will start taking profits because they might lose something else, some other investment. They might go that they probably want to offset that. Yeah. But
it's like most cryptos, like most people are like, that whole thing of like in it for the tech, or I love these NFTs.
Yeah.
When the price starts coming down, people get rid, because at the end of the day, they want to make money.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
Very good.
So, Zach, tell us about your
well, I had a
NFT.
little bit of a learn.
No, don't tell us about NFTs.
This month or this week. And play to earn is like quite fascinating because, just for Axie Infinity, really. basically axes are getting so expensive now that there's these scholarship programs where people can like rent the axes, so to speak, and then battle them and earn super love potions. And I think there's almost like a colonial aspect to this, where like, you know, you have rich white gamers in the global north, like, and then like just poor Filipinos in the global south, like, that like can't afford to play, and they're quite happy to be making like whatever 20-30 bucks a day, because it's like, you know, it's more money than they would be earning otherwise for like a lot less hard job, like in regards to simply just playing a game rather than like, I don't know, building or driving a tuk-tuk or grinding like for physical labor.
Yeah.
So it was really fascinating to see how it's really like grown a huge cottage industry in the Philippines. And I looked in, nobody's looked at my video, so shout out to the 100 people who have, but
Oh yeah.
I looked to Forte, which is one of the companies that just got some serious funding, got 185 million in funding. And they basically help build a blockchain infrastructure for these blockchain games like Axie Infinity, Crypto Blades, things like that. Like dealing with functionality of like wallets and holding different coins and like minting NFTs and stuff like that. So I think they're the ones really to watch. The ones that are like, it doesn't matter if the game does well or badly. What matters is that their infrastructure is being used in the game, and I think Play to Earn could be absolutely huge, because it's also bringing in people from like different parts of the world that have no exposure to crypto, like or very little, like, you know, places like Philippines, Venezuela, and like where they have had current, well, not so much the Philippines, but definitely Venezuela has had currency crisis, and places like Argentina, where like, you know, the peso can go up and down 20-30% in a day, and like Bitcoin isn't that, it's not that unheard of in those countries. Whereas for us in the global north, like with the euro or the US dollar, despite everybody going, oh, it's printing, which it is, like there is it doesn't fluctuate that wildly on a day. Well, at least not at the moment. Who knows what the future holds? But I think introducing all this different subset of the world population to crypto can only be a good thing. And I think, and I really see things, some different weird things that we're not really looking at in the global north will come about. And I think Play to Earn is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
And within that, I guess your another video you did was Ethermon. I think we did a few we did a few videos on the Mighty Crypto Blades, and what was the other one? Wall Street Games. Yeah, and the like thread we saw throughout all of those was just like utterly non-transparent tokenomics. Like, just like, you know, here's 13% in supply, and good luck to you finding out when the rest of them are coming in. But with Ethermon that you looked at, certainly, and you were onto the founder as well, weren't you? He got onto you.
Who was a very nice man. He pointed out a mistake that I made, which I rectified in the comments. But yeah, he was pretty clued in, and they've had some massive growth, like, and like so much so that they're like having to sort out new servers and the like. But yeah,
maybe we need to take a closer look at the tokenomics of that, because if they're having this massive growth, price hasn't exploded yet. It's only still sitting at 2x the ICO price, so maybe there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, definitely with Ethermon. But then, like this, like, you know, it's not a Pokemon. I know it's just a bastardized version of these games. I haven't played them. I'm not much of a gamer myself personally, so I can't really speak with any authority there. But like, you think maybe if you think about where like free to play games on mobile, when we had like, you know, the explosion of smartphones, and that was huge. Zynga was $1 billion company. I think it's dropped a lot since then. But like, I think we could be at that type of thing for Play to Earn in the crypto space, because it just creates some more functionality. Like,
no, even between ourselves, and maybe we'll drop it in our Telegram for people. We'll take a closer look at the tokenomics of Ethermon, because when I looked at that game, it just looked like this is actually a pretty slick game. Like, what was the other one? Revamon. Like, that game just looked clunky and awful, and just like not well put together yet. Like, there was all the elements there, but it actually wasn't. It didn't look good. And I think that price did go up considerably. But with Ethermon, you have a game that I think looks slick. I'm not, like, I've never been into Pokemon or anything like that personally, but like, I like gaming. Like, I play GTA.
Just tell the truth, Ian.
What? No, I honest to God.
I love Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I can name the first 150 still. Like, if you wanted to, anyone to gamble at one of those penguin NFTs, like, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, I'll happily gamble with you, but probably not on that. But yeah, no, we'll take a closer look at Ethermon, I think, because there has to be we must be missing something if price hasn't gone up in that yet in terms of the tokenomics. And for sure, of all those projects we looked at, they were the most transparent in terms of tokenomics. So that definitely deserves a closer look, because I think there might be an opportunity there.
Yeah.
So what are we on next then? Robin, you did a launchpad play. Buying.com. Oh no, sorry, I'm skipping through.
No,
Oh yeah,
no.
Sorry, I skipped about 4 things on the agenda there.
No worries. I can talk about buying.com. Yeah, what did we do? Oh yeah, like I think actually it started with someone in our Telegram group that commented about trust swap. Whether there were projects that were interesting, and then I looked at it. We looked at it and we saw that it was like you needed to stake 4,000 swaps to be able to be eligible for any of those allocations, right? So it's just what we did. We just stake some money in, and with the idea, with basic strategy of okay, let's get some allocations and see if we can turn it into a profit, right? So I think buying.com was the second one that we kind of registered for. The other one was Opalus, but Opalus still haven't created a coin. So yeah, buying.com, I think it was what was it, like 250 each or so?
2.5 cents, and I think it was released 20% at Genesis and then 20% per month.
Yeah, per month it is.
And then you got rid at 17.5. So of the 750 we put in, I think we were up at about whatever 900 or 1,000 after fees, and then we still have 80% of the tokens to free roll. So yeah, nice one for that, Robin. That was a nice play.
And they also airdropped us a few tokens because you were very you noticed it in the group that there was some kind of airdrop. So JStat got that as well. So we're free rolling that one now, right? So every month we can just decide like what to do with it.
Yeah. And we both know we all know what we're going to decide to do with that.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one.
I see. Sorry, no, I just see discrete. So I presume Frederick is in the chat there. Speaking of launchpads, we're taking our proprietary launchpad and making a more fair launchpad with proper KYC for the coins who want it. Coins who want it. I didn't know coins had wishes and desires, but there you go. It's in the pipeline anyway. So there's irony for you. Privacy coin with KYC.
That's cool.
Oh no, I really like this crate though. I think it's going to be something serious. I really do. I've loaded up.
I know. I got a little bit of FOMO when Zach and I, Robin.
What the guys over there do. They've got a good team, good ethos around them. Nice little community that they're building there at the moment. I'm really really keen to see what they can do, and obviously myself as well to learn more about like DAGs and like Aleph and stuff and things like that. Because if this is what I think it is, I think this could be the evolution of blockchain in general, which would be incredible. And myself and Ian are going back to university in September to learn all about blockchain. So we're going to have a better understanding of the technicals of the technology, and rather than like a layman's conceptual type of understanding that we have at the moment. So looking forward to that as well, to add some more value to the channel.
I think that's a very interesting comment from Discrete. Definitely want to know more about what it will mean, a fair launchpad, because I think we spoke about it between among ourselves a few times about how the Coinless ICOs KYCs are not the best and how people are abusing them and stuff. So it will be interesting to see a Discrete take on it, because I think that's probably what he means with fair KYC.
I think it means just like you can't. I think a lot of things not having whales buy up a large amount. We all know the coin list is just ridiculous at the moment. Like, we had 600,000 participants for this sale, but there's also people in like countries around the world that have 100 phones each, or they're all in an internet cafe. And
if there was 100,000 individual people in any of those sales, I'd be shocked. If you look in one of the handiest things for looking at listing dates and what a project might list at is going to those OTC Telegram groups and checking what people are buying and selling accounts for. And obviously, whatever they buy and sell the accounts for, obviously there has to be a profit margin left in. And also, the risk has to be accounted for as well in terms of, I know they put them into escrow, but let's say Coinless find out in the meantime or whatever else. Like, yeah, it's, the amount of people with the amount of different accounts that they're selling on that would lead you to believe, and they're only the accounts that got allocations. Like, so if you have whatever, let's say a 5% chance on your average CoinList sale of getting an allocation, that means like lots of these guys, and by the way, that group has like 22,000 members or something like that. Like lots of these guys are looking at hundreds of accounts. Like, we're not talking about 10 or 50. 10 or 50.
So just to clarify, these accounts are getting sold because one person has maybe 200, 300 accounts.
Yeah. Oh, not just the accounts. I mean, when the allocations are getting sold, people do sell accounts as well.
Right.
But like they like, so like you can sell an account that's unfunded, as in like, here's an account for CoinList for a couple of quid, up your chances of getting an allocation in the sale, or here's allocations within accounts. So you are still selling the account, but it's the account with, like, let's say, for instance, a Credo allocation in it. Some launch pads are simply scams that launch projects themselves, which are rug pulls, but because of the traffic they get, they can get away with scamming their users for thousands a week. Yeah, agree. Correct. Our launchpad is going to have proper KYC and support, not just privacy project, but it'll have proper passport scan and meet all EU, US requirements. You can launch an IDO, ICO from anywhere in the world. Wow, that is pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Shout out to Stream. Cheers for saying hi, by the way. Thanks for coming into stream, Frederick.
Yeah,
maybe next week, we're like obviously very shit at this, and this is the first live stream we've done, but maybe next week you can come on and have a chat with us about it. Because yeah, I mean, when I ran into Frederick and I started looking at the screen, I was just like, shit, this is very a loaded technical paper, I think is the best way.
Nobody's writing a technical paper with that level of complexity unless they're mad keen to do an incredible job with the project. That's what I really got out of it. Like, we go into many Telegram groups just talking and go, where's your white paper? And they're like, oh, there's a white paper. And it's like, no, it's like a full few bullet points and like very little. Here, so Frederick's was like a 28, 30 page thing, and you're just reading and it's like, whoa, this is incredible topology and all sorts, like stuff. It was fascinating stuff. Like, so yeah, and then straight there on the website as well, it's like, read the technical paper, read the technical paper, read the technical paper.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's really, that's encouraging. That's what they want you to do. Like, they want people to understand the project and get involved in it. So, that is really cool. We need some practice as well. We plan to do these ourselves to break down the technical paper. I'd be happy to join with you next week. Well, class, we can book in Frederick for next week then.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we'll try and be less shit next week. I guess what else was there then? There was Casper. I looked at Casper this week.
You did a video on that today.
I did 2 videos on it this week. One was kind of was it the time to buy Casper, because we were, like, let's be honest, kind of not loading up on it totally. Like, I think you two wanted to load up on it real heavy, and I was like more circumspect, as I usually am about these kind of things. It was funny. I was talking to my dad. He's away, and I'm minding the dog. So I was just like talking to him, and I was saying, what do you think about this? And he reminded me of a story that a friend of my mum's brother worked in an oil rig out at sea off the west of Ireland. And he came back from working on, it was a natural gas rig, came back from working on the rig and was sitting in the pub with them. And he was telling everybody who'd listened that they just hit gas off the west coast of Ireland, right? So loads of people around where they live loaded up on shares of this company, because that's what they were essentially being told to do. They thought they were insider trading. And there was no natural gas. It was a rumor started by the executives just to get people to essentially allow them to dump on, because there was no gas at all. So I was just kind of wary of that story and wary of opium within it. Like I don't mind. Like, look, if you think there's news coming out or something like that, or you're hearing rumors, and you're seeing a whale buying in, as we were in Casper, you do have to be still careful, because maybe price already reflects the fact that news is coming out. And the one other thing I would say, actually, in the vid I did on it today, which was more about how Casper circulating supply is like basically 4 times almost what it's advertised as, and the project's almost 4 times as big in terms of market cap, which has it knocking on the door of the top 100 cryptos. I was chatting to a guy, Gomez, who runs a trading group, sound guy, really nice guy, actually, enjoyable to chat to. And I kind of, he was saying, well, maybe people are more encouraged to get into Casper because they think it's a lower market cap and a greater opportunity. and that's not good. Do you know what I mean? Like Casper really do need to clear that up, and they need to just measure their market cap the same way as everybody else. I think, not on some sort of dark little loophole on CMC's terms and conditions that if stuff is in a Genesis account, you don't have to put it at circulating supply, even if it's unlocked. I think it'd be a lot better if they measured their circulating supply and market cap that way. And I think I kind of missed that point from Gomez when I was talking about it. I thought we were arguing two sides of the same coin, but he had a kind of different point as to the moral aspect of representing the size of your project in the right way. Yeah. So any other coins anyone's been looking at or want to chat about?
Well, quickly, I think one I definitely want to look a bit more into is Efinity. It was listed on CoinList the other week. Obviously, didn't buy into it then, but I think it's interesting because it's obviously from Engine, it's the gaming space. Like, I think the Efinity coin is going to launch on, the idea is to launch it on the Polkadot parachain system or whatever network. So I think there might be a few interesting things there to look a bit deeper into. I think.
Well, let me pull it up there let me pull up a chart there, and I'll share my screen on Efinity. It actually, hang on 1 second, sorry. It actually for an ICO.
Luna, be quiet.
You can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the initial pump that you'd expect, absolute trap for people, huge dump, and again, look at the volume here, like tiny volume compared to what went on early. So are we seeing the usual? Certain people in certain tranches get their what the hell happened there? Certain people in certain tranches get their tokens unlocked before others with Efinity. You know what I mean? Because why is the volume so low the very second it launches, and then all of a sudden a few hours later we see much higher volume? But then we saw the dump and the graph come up again in a minute. We're actually seeing quite steady accumulation here, especially in a high volume period over here, August 10th, August 11th. So yeah, I mean, actually, as a chart, Efinity looks like, it's certainly, it's not in a downtrend. Do you know what I mean? It's been a very steady coin since launch. So yeah, if you were getting into that, I wouldn't say the chart looks horrific.
Yeah. Let me share one thing about it as well. I was just looking on their website for the release schedule, and it looks looks okay, right? 10% every month 3, month 6, so it's quarterly, I think.
That's only the private sale, though. That probably only makes up a small percentage of tokens.
Let me see what the difference is actually. Private sale. So the public sale is 5%.
Yeah, so the private would encompass the 3. See the 3 on the left? That's not the public sale. Seed strategic.
Yeah, and early round.
So that's 10. No, the other one as well. There's one above it.
Strategic.
Yeah, so 15% of tokens. 15%. That is. Yeah, we can definitely do a deeper look into that if you think it's a good idea. I'm definitely, when we looked at Affinia at the time, I thought it was I'd really wished I got into the ICO, put it that way. But if we can pick it up now, I guess it's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah, could be a good one. So now, what was there else?
Koi.
Koi, yeah, of course.
So shout out to Koi, because when we got in contact with them, I had a little look at the project, and as a concept, it's a bit like Discreet. It's hard not to like the concept. I mean, what they're rooting for is a more fair internet and ecosystem in which people like us who genuinely break our bollocks on our content and try to research it really well and put a lot of effort into it, get more fairly rewarded for it. And it's not just a case of when you interact with social media or content sites that it's just ads shoved in your face and your data being mined. So yeah, we did that video for them on Monday. They were happy with it. That's the main thing. They're diligent people, and they have a project that is such a cool idea, something you really want to see succeed. But at the same time, you kind of have to temper that with the understanding that if it is to succeed, it's going to be a long road to doing so. And if you believe in the project, I think it'll be a case of sticking with it for that. And I think they're doing a great job of building the community. of people who do believe in it. So yeah, I really like, we'll be doing more content with them, but it's certainly a project we wish all the best for, because it's a noble journey, whatever.
Yeah, I agree as well, Ian. They do a lot for the community, and trying to get everyone involved. And I like the concept of being rewarded for your content. So I dropped one of the NFTs I had of open sieges in Koi. So if I, who knows? But it's interesting what they're trying to do, to decentralize all these traffic and how things are stored and everything. I think that's
Do you think many others like Koi will use Arweave? Like, do you think Arweave will get more and more utility as the crypto space?
Sarcophagus is a project using Arweave.
And that's another one on Coinlist this year, isn't it?
It was on Coinlist Seed. I don't know. No, they already have a token trading, so I don't think they'll be on Coinlist. But Sarcophagus is a project that is using Arweave. What about Robin? Did you do did you make a Karura play this week?
Yeah, Kusama, Karura. Didn't really make a play. It was more that I was invested in some crowd loans. I can do an update on that actually. I think 4 of them won. And Karura was the biggest one basically. And the thing is that on Karura, so they're the maybe, yeah. So Karura was the first one that won. I had the biggest allocation in that one because I had some early adopters bonuses, and what I did was I left the car going. Let me actually share my screen. Okay.
So how many, you said, what did you say, 4 or 6 of them won?
I believe 4 of them won.
So what did you go into, like 12 of them?
Yeah, 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's pretty good strike rate, I guess.
Maybe I can.
I don't really know, but like, hey, 4-1.
What was this in?
In the parachain auctions. So like Robin was staking his Kusama and these projects, and then if they get the parachain slot, he gets it back. But I guess with the other ones, they keep trying and trying again quite often. So your Kusama can get locked up for quite a long time as they repeat the process of trying to get in at the 2nd stage, the 3rd stage, the 4th stage. So the risk you take is that obviously you don't have access to your KSM tokens while that process completes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like, because I got quite some Kusama back, so it felt like it didn't happen. So Karura we have here, I had a contribution in that, 4.4 Kusama. Then there was the Kala network. That one won, I think.
And do you have any monetary value put on the tokens that you were allocated because of these yet?
Yeah, so let's take Karura because that's the most obvious one. So I put 4.4 Kusama in that one, right? But then if I go to their site, they have an app. It's really a DeFi play, and
you malfunction in there.
Yeah, just waiting.
Does not compute.
Yes. So in total, so I got 78 car. That's free. So that one is free because it has some kind of fasting period as well. And then there is another, I think 200 something that I can't. But what I did was I took the rest of my Kusamas from the other crowd loans auctions that didn't win, and I am staking it here in a KUSD Kusama pair, which has a 134% ROI. So that gives me rewards in car again. So I've got already 78 car free. I can sell that at any point probably within this app. I can swap it for instance, KUSD, which is a stable coin, or for Kusama, and then take it out of here from the power chain back to any exchange, basically, right? But CAR is trading for $8.70, so that's quite a nice. I think it's a nice amount, right? So there is monetary value already. They have a working product, and I think this ROI of 134, considering it's a stable coin Kusama pair, is quite is quite lucrative, because otherwise I would have had it all in Kusama, right? So I think this is something nice, but because it's new, I won't go too heavy on it anyways. Like, I just took all my Kusama, exchanged it, and I put it in this, and I'm staking it, which is quite is low risk, but there are more risky plays. Like, for instance, you can use your, I think, CAR and the stable coins, or even Kusama, to then collateralize that and get a loan, and then with that loan you can do all kinds of Davy plays here again, right? But then obviously, there are some risks. So I'll just stake it, and I'll see what happens. I'll keep it there for a while, and then when other power chains, slot auctions maybe are announced, I'll take it out and I invest in those. So it's kind of my Kusama play money kind of thing.
Oh, very good. Seems to be going quite well. It's very interesting, that.
It is. I think it's interesting. I was even thinking of putting more into that, right? Because where's this thing? Yeah, because 134% is quite high. But
100%. You wouldn't get that in the bank, would you?
Yeah, but then they have a disclaimer. Kurura is a Canary network from Akala. It's an early, unaudited release of the code. So yeah, whenever you read that, like, you don't want to go balls deep into this.
Yeah. No, you don't want to yell like a Wall Street bets boy.
So did we? Sorry, Zach.
No. I was just having a look at the quick top 10. Cardano's basically breaking $2 now, without any smart contracts on it yet, which is quite pretty interesting. Neo has an N3 launch coming up soon, but I think Binance has done what Neo wanted to do, so I don't know if that'll ever get back to where it is.
I remember owning Neo at $220.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
Well, I got burnt horribly. I wish I'd never. I got introduced to Neo by this French guy I used to know called Morgan, and I wish I'd never heard of it. Anyway, that's beside the point. In the last bull run,
shout out Morgan.
Shout out Morgan for breaks. Cheers, bud. Yeah. Ripple's on 40 cents. I think Ripple is like one of those plays that is always going to be there and thereabout. Like, I think that it could be. I've heard a few whisperings that Ripple's going to be a bit in the play to earn game as well. So
and the World Economic Forum shilling them.
Yeah, like things like that, like there and thereabouts. Like,
yeah.
So even though I wouldn't like.
I think two other interesting coins are Solana. I think from in combination with FTX, especially now with a lot of a lot of pressure on Binance, and all, Binance is getting a lot of bad press, and customers are also not able to deposit on Binance and stuff. And for instance, in the UK, but also I think in the Netherlands, leverage trading is going to be over within the next month. Like, people are going to move to different exchanges, and FTX is one that is probably one that people will move to, and Solana is linked to that as well. And they have kind of, they're trying to beat like the smoother Ethereum kind of thing, right?
Pull up the Solana graph there, Ian.
Yeah, one sec. Sorry.
No worries.
Solana.
It's giant, like, you know what I mean?
Solana,
like,
yeah. Well, Solana's sitting at around what, like $32 or something like that. $30. But it launched at 50, right? I can't get it on TrendSpider. Oh, if you like TrendSpider charts, we'll may or may not drop a link in the description.
No, we definitely will. We're gonna switch charts. 'Cause,
Oh shit! Yeah, no, we're definitely going to put that link
we
in
have a
there.
strategic partnership with them.
Yeah. Well, it's
No,
strategic
and they're
for us.
actually very good, Ian, as well. Like, you know,
No, they
a
are
lot-
good charts. Yeah. But they
Because
just.
you can do the VWAP, but you can't do with trading view.
I agree. Yeah, no, they are good charts. I'm not saying they're not good charts. They're they just don't have Solana. Like they do the major cryptos. They have Casper, which is cool. May doing the technicals, they're a lot easier. Yeah. So if you look at Solana, like why was it down there though? Am I thinking of Solanium or something, or Slim? Like
Oh well, it certainly didn't look like a launch of 50.
I thought Solana did. Did I not?
Oh
Did
no,
Solana not launch?
no, you're confused with Slim, I think, or
I'm confusing it with Slim. But then I have Slim tokens and they're worth dick all. So did it crash? Anyway, so yeah, with Solana here, what we're seeing, like obviously straight away, it's run up from 23 straight to 43 with literally almost no pullback. So yeah, like expect a correction in Solana at some stage soon, I would say, right? Yeah, which would be healthy, but they've broken out of, you know, what you would see here. Like you could form a downward trend line or kind of a channel, which it broke out to the downside, rejected, and now it's broken out of the channel to the upside. And yeah, very bullish signs in Solana from the chart, as it is with most of crypto in the minute, to be fair.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we haven't hit in this stream? Any other coins anyone wants to talk about that they played around with this week?
Well, I just think I like Matic. I think the layer 2s for Ethereum are going to be good. I think Ethereum will lead the charge in this next part of the bull run. To be honest with you, I think Bitcoin will take a lesser seat. I reckon we could see Bitcoin at 60, 65 and Ethereum at 5.5, like, and that will be the real, like the Bitcoin dominance will lessen a lot. And then by extension, I think the layer 2 solutions for Ethereum, the Matiches, the Polkadots will increase in value quite a bit. The Uniswaps will increase. Like Ethereum's the one to catch, like, do you know what I mean? Really is for everybody else, for Binance, for Solana, EOS has fallen off a cliff. Neo's not really at the races, like, you know, in the like, you know, the infrastructure layer, so to speak.
And Solana's or Matic is up from 108 at the start of the week to 143. So another one you'd say, if I transfer it across to a daily chart, that you'd say might need to have a little bit of a cool off. But yeah, as you can see there, above all the various moving averages, we've gotten those nice crossovers with the 20 and the 50 EMA. Or sorry, the 20 and the 50 EMA have crossed back over. So that's what you want to see. A 5 above a 20, above a 50, even the 50 starting to flatten out and rise. Yeah, I mean, if you put, let's say, was there a high volume event? I mean, I don't know why the volumes increase so much here, but anyway, you got a VWAP from the low. It's well above that. Did it only list on Kraken recently or something? Because this chart's only going back to May 17th.
I don't think that's been around that long.
It has. It's been around since before then, man. I remember trying to swing trade it at 17 cent.
Sorry, what am I talking about? I was at 2 cent like, you know, a year ago.
It could be that it was listed on Kraken later on, because it was also listed on some other exchanges this year.
Yeah. So there, like from the high that we have here, it's just back above the VWAP from that. It's starting to flatten out and rise. Yeah. So does that about cover it all, lads?
Yeah, I think so. Let's close this hour. And
thank you very much for listening, Jeffrey, Gabriel, Frederick, our 4 lovely subscribers. We love you very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go. You're dead after that, Vax. We're not going for a pint, are we, Zach?
No, I'm not going for a pint. I got the vaccination station.
Okay, guys.
All right, I'll catch you guys later. All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Good luck. Bye. Bye.